We've got breaking news coming in. Pakistan's Defence Minister Khawaja Asif has issued another statement in which he says that India should not try and increase tensions along the border. I want to go across to Kaswar Klasa. He's joining us from Islamabad. We saw one statement in the morning. What more has Khawaja Asif added to that?
Well, right, you have rightly mentioned that another statement has come from, the Pakistan Defence Minister, and just a couple of hours back, Khawaja Asif, the Defence Minister, held meeting with the Prime Minister of Pakistan just 2 hours back, and after that, a strong statement he has given. And according to this statement, that definitely he has given a strong message to the Indian side that Pakistan doesn't want escalation across the line of control. In case it continues violation of line of control, definitely Pakistan is ready and Pakistan will retaliate with a full force. And this is a statement coming out from the Pakistan Defence Minister.
We've also seen Kaswar, a conversation between Nawaz Sharif and General Raheel Sharif. Any idea what was discussed and what the likely response from Islamabad is going to be after India's massive attack?
Yeah, definitely. The two leaders. It was General Raheel Sharif who called on Pakistan's Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif and telephone and established hotline. Regarding your question, it was the Pakistan's ISPR which gave a statement that Pakistan's Army Chief General Raheel Sharif has conveyed to the Prime Minister of Pakistan what happened there in line of control, and two leaders discuss the situation. And definitely what we are hearing from these leaders a couple of days back as well, definitely the both discuss the situation line of control, and Prime Minister of Pakistan, according to my sources, ask General Raheel Sharif to get ready, and definitely.
How does this affect Kaswar? Raheel Sharif's extension, he's been angling for an extension. A lot that's happened in the past few weeks from Pakistan has been with the intent of securing that extension. Is that now more likely given that the tension between India and Pakistan has just gone up?
Rahul, the question of extension is really important, but in the scenario when the tension is escalation between the Pakistan and India across the line of control, but we have not heard the setup of the question has been coming under discussion in the Pakistan media. But at the moment, there is no say on either the Pakistani government is going to extend the tenure of General Raheel Sharif or not. This is not a question at the moment.
Stay with me. Law Minister Ravi Shankar Prasad is speaking to India today. At this time, I want to take you across to my colleague Brajesh Pandey. He's with the Law Minister. Let's listen to what the senior BJP leader has to say about India striking back and striking decisively. Brajesh, take it away.
Well, Rahul, I spoke to Law Minister, and one of the biggest thing is the feeling within the BJP is that there is a great degree of euphoria within the BJP, and especially their senior ministers, because remember, Rahul, after Uri attack, the BJP, especially its top brass, had come under a lot of pressure because they were facing a lot of flack on the social media, and apart from the general criticism from the opposition party, which was literally taunting them to walk the talk, the kind of speech which was being given by Prime Minister Narendra Modi when he was the Chief Minister of Gujarat. So this particular surgical attack has come as a huge... He has just come as a huge boost to the morale of the BJP, and today we saw literally senior ministers and BJP leaders brimming with pride and trying to portray Narendra Modi as as an ultimate Prime Minister which India ever had. Rahul?
Let's listen to Brajesh's interview with Ravi Shankar Prasad.
I have with me Union Cabinet Minister Ravi Shankar Prasad. Sir, Indian Army has carried out a surgical strike, destroying 5-7 terrorist camp and killing approximately 30 or more terrorists. What do you make of this?
Well, I'm very proud of our forces. They have shown their capability, their potential and their capacity. They went inside, came without even a scratch on their body. My salute to their courage, and I'm very proud of the leadership of my Prime Minister Narendra Modi, in the mature way in which he has led this country during these difficult times.
So do we signal a shift in intent? Because India is on one hand engaging, isolating Pakistan internationally, diplomatically. On one side we are carrying out these kind of surgical operations. Are we seeing a new approach in Indian foreign policy?
We said all options are open. Diplomacy is one option. Strategic security imperatives is one option. Military option in limited capacity is one option. Let the political leadership and the military leadership decide all the options. But what is more important is Pakistan, in spite of repeated initiative of the government, has not stopped exporting terror. It will have to pay the price for that.
So the NDA government did come under some sort of criticism from opposition, for not carrying out or not walking the talk as it had said before the government came to power when Narendra Modi was the Chief Minister of Gujarat. Do you think this action shuts them up once for all?
I leave the judgment part to your concern. We work for the sake of country and our security.
So one last question, the Pakistan has also said that this decision has been taken as a measure to placate the rising concern in the Indian citizens, and the Pakistan is saying that their patience should not be mistaken for their weakness, and they will take appropriate steps.
I am not sitting here in judgment on their comments. They keep on commenting everything. We work to secure India, and that shall always continue.
This was Ravi Shankar Prasad with camera person Vinod, Brijesh Pandey for India Today.
That was the Law Minister, Ravi Shankar Prasad. What we're seeing, Admiral Sinha, is unprecedented because usually when there is a covert strike, people stay quiet about the covert strike. It's happened in the past. This is the first time we're seeing the government take credit for that covert strike, send out a strong message. Do you believe this is the right way to go?
Absolutely, because enough warning has been given to the Pakistanis in the past, and we have said that we will take action, It was overdue. So I think it's the right thing, and some time back I mentioned that we have come out of the historical baggage of restraint and not the historical baggage of hesitation. So it's a very, very clear indication that if you do it anymore, this is the response you will get. And as far as preparation for full-scale war is concerned, I think that it's a normal statecraft that you always hope for the best and be prepared for the worst. So the Indian military, Indian armed forces have been told that they must be prepared for the worst.
And it's clearly come as a massive shock to the generals in Rawalpindi, and to say, which is why they're denying that it ever happened. What do you make of this total denial? India is saying we came and attacked you. India's DGMO calls up the Pakistani DGMO. Pakistan saying no, we didn't get attacked. What do you make of this?
So, as you rightly pointed out, they're in denial because in every country, the country has an army. In Pakistan, the army has a country, and that army has just been slapped across its face repeatedly. This isn't the first time India's done it. This is the first time India's accepted that they've done it. And at a large scale, it's happened at multiple points, is what sources are telling India today. Pakistan is admitting to 2 fatal casualties and 9 non-fatal. Gradually, whether Pakistan accepts or not, the truth will come out. There have been fatal casualties at a larger scale, both of Pakistani soldiers and Pakistani terrorists, so it's very difficult to differentiate between the two, even for our special forces. So when they went in, they struck, and Rahul, they've made it public because India wanted to strike in the hearts and minds of the Pakistan army and the Pakistani people, that we can come and strike in POK and hit out at terrorist training camps. So there was a larger message that had to go out, and this is also a part of PSYOPs that India wants to do.
Okay, we're slipping into a quick break. A lot more coming up. Remember, the Army Chief is briefing along with the National Security Advisor, a bunch of key veterans. They're looking at this operation. They're giving details which will emerge in the media in some time. We've got breaking news coming in. Top sources in the Ministry of Defence saying that India has proof of its actions and that proof can be laid out at a time and place of our choosing. They're estimating that the fatalities in these surgical strikes could have crossed 40. Jugal Purohit is joining us from right outside South Block. Jugal, 40 fatalities is a large number. Will evidence be put out? Pakistan saying nothing happened. India says it has videographic proof. Will that be made public, Jugal?
Well, Rahul, I just spoke to a very senior authority in the Defence Ministry, and the way the narrative is now being built is that India doesn't necessarily have problems with Pakistan. These were terrorists. India had information and intelligence about these terrorists who were planning to infiltrate. They were being tracked right up to the point they reached their launch pad, and then they were to subsequently infiltrate and cause havoc in India. And that's the reason why India decided to not wait for them to cross, but act in self-defense. This This is what the government wants to portray out. I'm also given to understand, Rahul, that the government of India has proof. Now, I did try and ask in what form, what material. Of course, no further details were shared, but I was categorically informed that India has proof of the actions that it has undertaken since early this morning. I was also given to understand, Rahul, and this is coming from across the senior top brass of the Indian Army. They're saying that when we went in, it was a clear-cut operation. We had to destroy the launch pads and kill those guides and terrorists. So we didn't wait, obviously, to count the number of bodies, but our estimation, our understanding, and after the incident, whatever analysis we mounted on those areas tells us that the casualty count is at least 40, if not more. This is an extremely significant point. A very senior functionary of the government of India telling us that their estimate is that they've killed at least 40, if not more, and that they have evidence of what they've done. Whether or not India chooses to share it with the world, with Pakistan, remains to be seen at a later point. But this is an extremely important point that has been mentioned by somebody who I understand and whose name I cannot disclose on the condition of anonymity that he spoke to me.
Okay.
This is somebody who has absolute top access.
I want to bring in a military mind as well. General Raj Khadian is joining us. General Khadian, should this proof be made public? Pakistan saying nothing happened, India saying we crossed the LC, we smashed terror camps to smithereens. America didn't put out pictures after killing Osama bin Laden. Should India make this public?
Look, do we expect a different response from Pakistan than what they're putting out? In Pakistan, the army projects itself as a very macho army. Here is an example when Indian army has entered in their own house and given them a tight slap and come out unscathed. And we expect that Pakistan is not admitting it. Why would they admit? It's a slap on their face. The injury is not only in the physical casualty that our boys have inflicted. It is an injury to their prestige. So Pakistan has no choice but to deny it. If there was no attack, why was the defense minister and the prime minister meeting in Pakistan today? Why were the Pakistani army generals in a huddle? So let us be realistic. Whether India puts out or not, I leave it to the authorities concerned. India has been saying since morning that we've launched attack, we've attacked 5 or whatever number of terror camps are there. The special forces are known for carrying out a surgical operation with stealth and swiftness. They don't stand on the target to count casualties. It's not their job.
Stay with me. I want to go across to Washington. Sadanand Dume is joining us. Keeps a very close eye on the Indian-American relationship. Sadanand, your thoughts on how Washington is likely to respond? We've already seen that statement put out after Susan Rice spoke to Ajit Doval. Do you think that the conversation involved information about a possible surgical strike? And also, how do you see Washington respond from here on?
Well, my sense is that India has signaled two things very clearly. One, that the idea of strategic restraint is dead, but that India will act in a firm and responsible manner. I do not expect Washington to respond in any negative manner towards this. I believe that there will be tacit support. I think there will be understanding that India had to retaliate after the atrocity at Ori. And I believe that this is part of a sophisticated strategy that India is enacting, both military and diplomatic, that appears to be working.
Okay, and also, what is your sense, sitting in Washington, on a possible response from Pakistan? So far, they're in shock, they're in denial, saying nothing of the sort happened. Is that the way it's going to be? Is this a careful, calibrated strategy to ensure that there is no pressure on them to escalate?
See, Pakistan is there's going to be a lot of pressure on Pakistan to downplay what happened, because otherwise they lose face. And I think the main significance of what Narendra Modi has done here is that he has now shifted the weight of international opinion, the weight of international diplomacy on Pakistan to be restrained. In the past, every time India was hit, the weight of the world came down on India to be restrained. Now India has hit back, so the weight is on Pakistan. So instead of India being constantly told that India must always be the country that takes hits and makes sure that the situation remains stable, Now the weight of the world will be on Pakistan, which says, okay, now you have taken the hit, be responsible, suck it up, deal with it.
And they're the original provocation agent. Make no mistake about that. Sadanand Dhume for joining us with those very insight thoughts from Washington, D.C. Many thanks.